What's going on, guys? I'm Harbz Gaming and welcome to another installment of the F1 2019 career mode. Now, let's start things off on a positive for once, shall we? We've got new developments, new upgrades on the car. We've got some engine upgrades, some downforce, a bit of maintenance for the gearbox, at the sacrifice of some weight reduction. A little bit of a pain because obviously we would have wanted all of those upgrades coming into the new race, but not too much of a problem. We can just redevelop that part and hopefully have it ready for the next race. So as you can see, we're vehicle performance wise, we're the only team to make gains at the moment, so that's really good. I think we're just behind Racing Point at the start of the season, and obviously we've leapfrogged both them and Haas, which is fantastic news. So we're going to push straight on into practice and see how it goes, see how the car feels.
Corner gates as you can. The faster you get through each corner, the higher the score. You'll need to deploy your DRS in the DRS zone as well.
I mean, the general consensus from the first race is that we're still a little bit unapproved with the car at the moment. I mean, the conditions weren't great in the race, as we know. I wasn't great in the race, as we know, so it was kind of hard to tell what direction we needed to go with our upgrades. But as we only had basic upgrades available to us at the time, we just thought we'd just go for those, and hopefully during this race weekend we can see where we need to improve even more. But I mean, starting off, the general feel was really good. Just like the last race, the straight line speed is there. Cornering, I would say, is a little bit weaker than what I anticipated it would originally be. I know I had to make a few setup changes during the practice stints just to try and get the best out of the car, really. But, I think I'm pretty happy with what we got in the end. The tyre wear is extremely good around here for such or what I believe to be a high degradation circuit. We seem to be doing really well.
Okay, test complete, and that was a very good job indeed. We got a lot of valuable...
Yeah, we're going to push on. We're going to use, as we do usually in practice, we're going to use it for absolutely everything. I ran quite a lengthy race stint just to try and understand what the car was like on both softs and mediums. I also did a qualifying stint in the second practice, which is why you could see us so high up the order there. So that's a really good indication. The car's feeling great. Again, we did some more medium tyre runs in the third stint of practice because I think the most important stint of our race is going to be done on the mediums. That's probably where we're going to try and save a little bit of fuel, try and save a little bit of battery, but still try and get the most out of the car. So I needed to make sure I was comfortable on those tyres. And considering I said earlier that the cornering wasn't as good as I wanted it to be, it was still a really good standard. So very early on in the season, we're looking extremely strong. I mean, coming out of practice 3, I think Norris has had an extremely good run there. He's probably done his quali sim as well. So, the expectation was that we should easily get out of Q3, just like last race.
You've just put in the fastest lap. Good job.
And you look at that, it's so similar, 2/10 off. That's pretty consistent for the team. So moving into Q2, I thought I'd give it a go on mediums just to see, put the feelers out, see how far off the pace I would be on mediums. I was kind of a little bit surprised how well they did go around the track, because I didn't use full qualifying and hot lap modes in practice, so when I did, we didn't do too bad at all. You can see there we put us in a P4, but just to be safe, I thought I'd give it another run on the softs, as you do, and as you can see, we're nearly half a second up on that time, which is a pretty secure way to get into Q3. Question is our teammate there as well. Yes, he is. Look at that as well. The consistent times between us both, that's frightening. I have put the difficulty up as well. Difficulty's on 90 or 92 now, I can't remember. So that's probably why we're seeing myself and Norris a little bit closer on the times now. As before, I think I was it was just a little bit too low before. It was a little bit unrealistic. But look at that, we're pushing track boundaries well out the window on this run, trying to get absolutely everything out of the car. We've got Norris in front of us, giving us a nice little tow. So we're going to see where this first lap puts us. Leclerc's gone top with a 130 dead. 130.5, 5/10 off pole. That's not bad. That's not bad for a first run. I guess the question is, you know, can we improve on that time? I mean, Norris is nowhere in comparison to us, unless he's, you know, second or third. But I'm going to be honest, I don't think he is. So, you know, let's put a new set of softs on the car. There we go. Norris is in 10th. He's 9/10 slower than us. Wow. So I don't know if that's an extremely good lap from me or just a bad one from Norris. But
So far, our fastest lap is a 1 minute 30.
either way, we're going to try it again. As you can see, we're a little bit up. I don't think it's going to be enough to leapfrog Hamilton. It was hardly anything in the end. I think we're talking thousands.
Good work.
With qualifying finished, it's time to remind ourselves of our top three. Bottas, Leclerc and Max Verstappen. With qualifying wrapped up, we now have our grid lineup for the big race tomorrow. Be sure to join us then for what will no doubt be a fantastic race.
This car flies around this track. I'm really looking forward to the race.
The curtain rises once more then on the desert stage of Sakir as the players take their places for the opening act. Will they enthrall us like they did in 2014 with that titanic battle between Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton? Well, we'll find out shortly as we get underway here in Bahrain. We go racing today around 3.36 miles of the magnificent Bahrain International Circuit, with 15 corners and 2 good passing opportunities into turns 1 and 4. Keep an eye out for drivers locking the front left tyre into the tricky braking zone of turn 10. Joining me for today's race once again is Anthony Davidson. Let's talk briefly about Lando Norris. As ever, the threat of unreliability is never far away, and indeed they'll be starting out of position today due to a power unit component change. So it's going to be a difficult task to move forward from there.
But on the bright side, at least those fresh components can help them maintain the power they need to come through the pack. I expect to see them take a more aggressive approach today to make up for the compromised start.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position, and it's Charles Leclerc in P2. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Verstappen, Hamilton, the rookie, and Faber, Vettel, Gasly, Perez, and Devon Butler, Hülkenberg, Raikkonen, Daniel Ricciardo, and Grosjean, Albon, Giovinazzi, Daniel Kvyat, and George Russell. Kubica and Lando Norris starts from the back of the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
We need to nail this today. We need to get this tactically spot on. Otherwise, this could just go horribly wrong. So 5 lights, here we go. Let's see if we can get a decent start for once. So that's much, much better. We're still bogging down a little bit at the start. We're getting past by quite a few. I mean, Weber's got past, Vettel's got past, Gasly sending one up the inside. Oh, he's got to get a warning for that. That's incredible. And we're getting forced off the track here by what seemed to be a Haas. That was pretty crazy driving there. I mean, let's have a look what happened. Well, there's your answer. 3 does not go into 1. So we're lucky to come out of that really without getting further damage. So we've lost a few places. I mean, it's not terrible. It's not like the pack are getting away from us. It's early days yet. We may even be able to take a little look at Gasly under brake. And I know we like to send one usually down the inside here. Can we do it? It's a bit too risky to do it there so early. Slightly cold tyres, slightly cold brakes. We're going to have to follow in the dirty air for a bit, I think, and then try and take advantage later on. If we can keep up with them, that is, you know. And, In the last race especially, our pace was okay. But when it got to the top three, we were absolutely nowhere near them. But we're performing a lot better on this track. We've seen that. Qualifying pace was really good. And, Gasly's not really getting away from us here. He's on the same... He's on the soft compound tyres, so... This is looking really good. We're looking really racy today. We're going to keep it in high, see if we can get something down the pit straight. I mean, the one thing this car does lack is just the speed, the power out of the corners, but you can see we're already reeling them in. We don't have DRS yet, but look at that. Can we send one? Can we send one? Gone late. He's given us the room as well. That's brilliant. It looks like we're going to have to carry on with this maneuver. That is so close. So close. Now, can we get him around the outside? I don't think he's expecting it. Give him the squeeze, and there we go. We're through. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Nothing wrong with a little bit of aggression. I wanted that place more than he did. Quite clearly, and Perez is having a little go. That might even be Weber, actually. As you can see, giving him a little bit of the squeeze. Yeah, okay, it's knocked him off his racing line, but it's given us a bit of breathing space. I don't see anything wrong with that. So we've got ourselves a bit of clear air now. I mean, the pack have pulled away. I mean, that was to be expected. But
Race officials have enabled DRS. DRS is now available.
I mean, I don't think we're going to be able to do anything with DRS for a little bit. I mean, may be able to pull Vettel in. I mean, we're really good through the second sector here. We're really good. We can really pull people back in. But I'm kind of hoping that the traffic that Vettel's in may play a part in us being able to catch him. I mean, he's got Verstappen in front of him, potentially holding him up, but not sure. He is on the medium compound tyre, Verstappen.
Pitting this lap then, coming to the pits at the end of this lap.
But, I don't want any of that. I'm going to see if I can jump in the pits, come out in some clean air. I can see a gap, or we may even end up at the back of the grid, at the back of the pack, sorry, but I can see a gap. We're going to go for it. And it looks like we may do just that. We're going to sit.
Okay, you only have to stop once now. One stop left.
There we go. So yeah, we're going to sit in some clean air at the back. This might seem crazy, but I've got a plan. Based on how far up the field we can get, I'm going to make a decision at the time as to whether or not we try and stay out on the mediums, or if we go for that final stint on the softs, because I do have another set of clean softs. So let's use this time now. Let's try and use this clean air to our advantage. Let's try and get some battery and try and get some fuel as well.
Vettel is stopping now.
And there's Vettel. I mean, so we've not really. Can we go around the outside? That's annoying. I was kind of hoping he'd stay out a little bit longer, but as you can see, I mean, caught him a little bit. I derated the engine as well, put it in a lower mixture, running less ERS, and yeah, that's slightly annoying. I was kind of hoping he'd stay out longer, but it is what it is. So the last thing we want is Vettel putting two cars between us. We're going to go for a late dive up the inside of the Williams. Oh god, they're giving us a bit of a squeeze there. We may be able to throw one around the outside. We're going to have more grip. They're trying to squeeze us, trying to bully us off the track. We're going to have absolutely none of that. You and your non-existent straight line speed, get out of here.
Okay, we need some energy harvesting. Reduce ERS deployment.
I got this, Jeff. Don't worry. Don't worry. I've got to catch this guy. I mean, I'm not really racing Vettel, but I can today. I feel like I've got that pace. I'm going to give it a go.
Lando is coming in for a stop.
I mean, this traffic is doing me wonders. We're not coming up to single cars. We're coming up to people fighting for positions, and there's no blue flags here. This is all fighting for positions. But it's backing Vettel into me even more, and that's perfect. The only problem I've got is, how do I get past? How do I get by? There's a lot of cars here. No, that's a bit clumsy. Don't really know what I saw there, but that is a bit clumsy. I think we're going to have to be really patient here. We may just have to follow Vettel through, use the toe, use the slipstream, and because as you can see, like, we're not really too fast out of the corners. We're catching up on the straights and through the fast corners, but out of the bends we're not getting the power down enough. So let's see if we can get close coming out of the... That's almost too close. I need to be in that same position, either coming out of the next corner onto the main straight or onto the last corner onto the pit straight, and then we're going to have a lot more of a chance. But as you can see, that Vettel's just pulling. Even Albon and Giovinazzi are pulling on us out of the bends, and that is our weakness. So we're going to have to, let's keep it in high mixture, high ERS, sorry, and let's see if we can get nice and close coming out of this final bend. Oh, I don't think you're going to get much closer than that. Right, this is a good chance now.
Reduce the ERS deployment, please. We need to charge the battery.
Absolutely no chance, Jeff. Get out of my ear. Right, what can we do here? Can we send one round the outside? There's one. There's two. There's three. Oh my god. Wow. I think that's quite possibly the best overtake I've ever done on this game. Look at that. We've sent it around the outside of every single one of them. We know they're struggling for grip. Vettel didn't want to take the chance, but we did. And, you know, you take a chance, it pays off. I mean, how did it look from Vettel's perspective? I mean, he's just waiting, lined it, and bang! Come out of absolute nowhere. Wow. Even I wasn't kind of expecting that. And I did it, so that's brilliant. I mean, we've got Weber in our sights now. Bit of clean air as well to catch him. And I'm not sure, but I'm trying to work it out. I think Weber may be fighting for position with Butler. Does that look like Butler? But it just seems like everyone that we come up to today is fighting for a position with someone. You know, and that's great. That's brilliant news for us, because obviously it's just going to back them into us. It's going to give us more of a chance of actually getting past. So it's not Butler, it's Ricciardo.
We're not going to be able to run in this engine mode much longer. We're about a lap over target. Drop down to mix 2 soon.
I think Jeff's got his worry hat on today. I've literally just flicked it into Rich and he's screaming at me down the radio, so he's close to being told to shut up. He really is. I mean, we are closing. I mean, look at that. Look at the closing speed under braking. We are so good through the middle sector. It's unbelievable. And obviously these two battling away, it's only working in our favour. As we get a little bit cheeky with the track limits there. That's a really good exit. That is a really good exit. I'm only going to knock it up to medium. Nah, we're going to go for it. Let's put it in high. Let's chuck one down the inside. Let's have another 2-in-1. Let's have another 2-in-1. Oh, clean.
The car ahead of you has just fitted the hard tyres. Car ahead now on the hard compound.
I think that communication was meant for Weber, but it still applies to Bottas, who is just under 2 seconds up the road. I mean, he is on the slower tyre. We may be able to catch him. Our race pace today is phenomenal. Phenomenal. The only problem we have with this is that I'm just looking at the tyre wear there. Can we really make these last to the end? I think I may be overdriving the car a little bit. I think I may have taken away the chance of a one-stop. I mean, it's not looking too great. If I was to do it, I think I would have to try and get as far forward as I can and then start to drop off. But, you know, I think that's dangerous. I think based on how hard I've pushed, we may have to go for the 2-stop now. So we're going to have to get on with this. As Weber's trying to have a look back at us. I mean, he's got the straight line speed. We know that with that Mercedes power unit. But can we hold him off? Gone a little bit deep, but I think we're okay for now. So I think we might have to be a little bit cautious down this back straight. We may get lucky and get a bit of tow from Bottas here as well. So let's hope, because we know that that racing point is extremely fast in a straight line. It doesn't seem to be closing now, so I think we may be okay. I mean, we're a lot closer to Bottas now. He was absolutely terrible through that last corner. I don't know why the hard compound runners are so slow, but look at the closing speed. I've not even got a DRS. I mean, I'd have to be a crazy individual to go for a leap from that far away, but I think we've got a great exit from the chicane there. We're going to send him around the outside of Bottas. I mean, the move's already done. We'll cover him off. We'll maybe give him a little bit of room just in case, but look at that. That's safe. The hard compound tyre, obviously designed to go the distance, doesn't seem to have the performance on this track today. But the joke's kind of on me, because I'm going to have to stop again and they're not, so here we go. So Grosjean's diving it in. He's on the hard tyres, so my assumption is that he started on the hard tyre as he was up in third or fourth place. And we're now up in the third. I mean, you know, I'm looking at this, I'm so tempted to stay out and do a one stop just because of, you know, track position's obviously key, but
Lando is in the pits. Lando in the pits.
realistically, can I hold on to it? Could I hold on to it for another 7-8 laps with...
Okay, remember to pit this lap.
I can't do it. I can't do it. I mean, Hamilton's so close. He wasn't even 2 seconds behind me. There was no way I would have held him off
Exit now.
for the remainder of this race. So it's a little bit disappointing. It really is. We are in such a good position, but
That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops.
I mean, we have an opportunity to have a little bit more fun, overtake some cars again now, which is, you know, that's really good. That's what I enjoy the most. So the podium would have been incredible, don't get me wrong, but let's have some fun. We can really drive this car now. We got, you know, we're a lot lighter, fresh tyres. I'm going to charge the battery up a little bit just so we can maybe go crazy in a lap or two's time. But for now, let's enjoy this clear air. Let's hunt down Raikkonen. And let's see how well we can do from 9th with, what's that, 8 laps, 7.5 laps left of this Grand Prix. So we're really closing Raikkonen in. We've been catching him relentlessly in the last 2 laps, and we're going to send one at the inside. That has been a theme for today. Wow, what a pleasure it has been to drive this car today. It has just been...
We're happy with the current tyre condition. They should last a while yet, so don't worry about them.
Took the words out of my mouth, Jeff, really.
Butler ahead. Our gap to the car in front is 3.9 seconds. They're on old mediums. Their tyres are 8 laps old. The time last lap was a 1 minute 34.8. You're gaining by around 0.6 a lap.
Wow, with how this car feels today, how I feel driving it, I'm not surprised I caught these guys. We just pushing relentlessly, lap after lap, catching them hand over fist. I mean, this is... I'm speechless.
Nice work, that brings you up a place.
Why would you leave me the space like that with how I've been throwing it into corners today? That is absolutely crazy. I mean, thank you. Thank you very much.
Less than a lap of fuel now. The tank is empty.
We know Perez is going to try and come back at us here, but I think we're going to have him covered off. The only question remains is, can we catch Devon in the last sector? And, you know, the answer to that is no. That is a shame. It's a little bit disheartening. We had a fantastic race, though. What an amazing race that was.
Good job, you did really well. Super driving.
That was so fun. What a car.
So as they climb out of the car, the Red Bull team are ready and waiting to celebrate a thoroughly well-deserved win. Here come today's winners. The team at Red Bull have done a phenomenal job recently. It's clear to see that they've put in the work, and they should be proud of the victory they secured here.
Max started the race on a medium compound tyre as well, and he obviously managed to, you know, do a lengthy stint on that, I imagine. So, you know, fair play to him. Unfortunate that the tactics didn't play out for us today, but I had such fun in that car. That was brilliant.
So, let's review the driver's standings. It's a great result for Lewis Hamilton, who moves further ahead at the top of the table. So, Anthony Davidson, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
I think for driver of the day, I'd probably pick Lando Norris. He lived up to every inch of his reputation today, and I think he'll be going home, quite rightly, a bit proud of himself.
It's time to
I'm glad Ant said that, because you've got to give him great credit for that. He started completely last on the grid, and he's finished 14th. I mean, that's really good. That shows that we're developing early on already, and I'm really excited now for what we can do for the remainder of the season. Can we even maybe challenge for a win at some point? Who knows? But we've got a nice chunk of points from that. We've obviously done quite a few objectives. So, no, let's see what we've got available to us. We're going to select a rival first. I mean, I don't know who to choose out of these two, though. To be fair, I like Lucas, and I think he's a better driver, so we're going to go for Devon. But, yeah, say we've got some points. I am going to focus again on the durability, the reliability of that gearbox, because that does worry me. It's a shame I can't do any more upgrades than that, but, you know, I'm mega excited. I'm mega excited for the next race. If the car performs anything like that, then I think it's going to be another blinder. So yeah, guys, thank you ever so much for watching again. I've been Harbz Gaming. Please like my video and subscribe to the channel for more and more Formula 1 content. And I'll see you at the next race. Ciao.